Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. As we continue in John chapter 4, we see Jesus leave the Samaritans and he goes into Galilee. And he says in verse 44, "For Jesus himself bore witness that a prophet has no honor in his own country." And then it goes on in verse 45, "So when he came to Galilee, the Galileans received him, having seen all the things that he did in Jerusalem at the feast, for they themselves also went to the feast." Now, Jesus was from Galilee. He was from Nazareth. And yet here it says that Jesus bore witness that a prophet has no honor in his own country. But yet we have them receiving him pretty well. But it's based on these miracles that they saw. And as we continue on in the book of John, we're going to find that this receiving him was very superficial. In chapter 6, we're going to see them all leaving him. After that difficult teaching about eating his flesh and drinking his blood, everyone's going to leave except for his apostles. And so we see that it's a superficial belief. But the point Jesus makes is that a prophet has no honor in his own country. And tomorrow we're going to see this actually happen with Jeremiah as he brings to the Lord the trouble that he was having from the people from his hometown of Anathoth. And Jeremiah himself was being persecuted by his own hometown. And so that's an example of what Jesus is talking about here. And what this should teach us is that we shouldn't get discouraged when the people the closest to us reject us the most for our faith in Jesus Christ. And when we try to share with them the gospel, you find that often it's the case that those who are closest to us are the hardest to convert. Whether we're talking about family members, we're talking about friends, whoever it might be that's in our inner circle, oftentimes we might struggle in bringing the gospel to them. And what might come out of that is we become discouraged. We might think, well, if I can't even convert my family, or even if I can't convert my best friend, how in the world am I going to go out and convert people that are just acquaintances or coworkers or maybe strangers and people in foreign lands? Like, how could I ever dream of preaching the gospel to anyone if I can't convert those in my inner circle? But time and time again, the scriptures actually say the opposite is true, that it's your inner circle that oftentimes are the hardest to convert. And as you get away from that inner circle, it gets a whole lot easier. We see this again with the prophets. We see it being proclaimed by Jesus here. Those closest to us oftentimes are the most difficult. And so our word for today would be, or our message for today would be, don't get discouraged. If there's people, loved ones, people close to you who you've been unsuccessful in bringing to the Lord, don't be discouraged. You want to continue to pray for them, continue to minister to them, but don't let that stop you from going out and expanding your ministry to other places. And to not think that there's something wrong with you or something wrong with the message, but that it might very well be the case that the people are just too close to you. And it seems to be the case. History seems to show that those who are closest are oftentimes the hardest to receive the message that are given to them. And so don't be discouraged. Let's go out and share the gospel with as many people as possible to spread it so that the kingdom of heaven can come to this earth and expand on this earth and reach more and more hearts, more and more souls for Jesus, and so that God will be glorified and that his kingdom will grow. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.